Welcome back to Giving Chances Farms, and we're just out here working calves again today. This will be day
6.
Day 6 of it.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh boy.
And this one right down here that's tied up, he was the one that you see a little bit of walking down the aisleway back to the chute. We went ahead and tagged him.
Come on.
Tony's already done some of his walking around the stall before he walked him back.
He did awesome today. I got him haltered and then started walking circles here. We did continuous circles, even though in this small little section, because I had this one tied up in this corner. So I was walking just a real small circle, which for the most part just kind of made him pivot a little bit. He had to take a few strides forward, but usually just pivoting. But he pivoted in circles. I made 20 circles without having to stop and put any kind of extra pressure on his halter at all. As soon as I got moving, he just kind of followed me around. I was even able to switch directions and turn the other direction with him, and he didn't even hesitate. That's when I realized he was comfortable enough with me that I was going to be comfortable enough to open that gate and lead him down the aisleway. He did really good going down the aisle, back to the chute. One time right before the chute, he kind of swung his head side to side one time. I talked to him, told him it was okay, turned him, and then went over next to the chute, and he walked into the chute with a little bit of pressure on his tail head. And then he went ahead and locked his head in. I used the halter to pull his head off to the one side, located my landmarks in his ear, put the tag in there. He never even flinched when I put the tag in his ear, so I was pleased with that. And then he walked back. All I had to do was tell him we were going back to the stall, and he walked with me this whole trip back. So
I say most of the time, normally the steers are the ones that throw the big old tantrum when the ear tags go in their ears,
Yeah.
where the heifers, they just stand there and like, oh, this is nothing.
yeah, so. And then the one that I'm currently walking is usually the one that gives me trouble and tries to run his head up the wall. So far we haven't had that. He was tied the whole time and actually stood very still while he was tied. Even when we went to the back, the only thing that changed was he started bawling a little bit more, similar to that one is doing now. But I mean, he basically flooded this corner over here because I think he peed the whole amount of like the water trough outside, because it seemed like it was steady flowing the whole time we were back here. Come on, good boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna give him just another day or two before we go out into the aisleway. I don't feel that he's progressing at the same pace as that one is. You can just feel when you're holding the lead rope. I can kind of feel him kind of nervously shaking a little bit, more so than this one's pretty calm.
And he's peeing again.
He's peeing again. So, he's not trying to fight me or anything like that, but you can just kind of, I can tell the vibration of the halter where he's kind of shaking a little bit. So
he's not as comfortable as the other one with you at this time.
Nope, and that's a pretty large open area there to be out there with him if he's not ready. So.
Not to mention if he tries to break away and he happens to get loose, then that just boosts his confidence that he could possibly do it again.
Yep.
And we don't want that, so.
Come on. Because he's still trying to work his head to get me loose, versus that one there doesn't really mind it anymore. So, I mean, he's doing fine. I mean, I'm not putting much pressure on him to get him to go walk. Because really, I mean, I'm only kind of holding this rope close to his head with 2 fingers for the most part. Walk. And all I'm doing is I take those 2 fingers and I kind of just barely even motion. And that's what's getting him to move. It's not a full-on pressure like it was day 1 through 3. So we are making progress, just not quite to the same amount of progress as that one is. But like I said, each cow kind of has their own personality and goes at their own pace. So, come on. Come on, babe. Good boy. I know, you want to be back out there with your mama, don't you? The quicker we get this work done, I'll tell you the same as I do the girls. The quicker we get the work done, the quicker we get to relax. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Turn. Come on. Come on. No. Head over here. Thank you. And like right there, you know, he tried to pull his head behind me and just a little bit of talking and he straightened it back up. There was no playing tug of war with him or anything like that. I'm trying to make him make the right decision instead of me having to force him to do it. Because, let's be honest, if he wanted to do something, he could run me over and nothing I could do to stop it. So, but you're doing good today, aren't you? But he does let me touch his ears. A lot of people, you know, we've even had vets that we've used in the past tell us, oh, that's just black cattle. They don't like their ears touched. Well, this is a black cow. What am I doing right now?
No, not all of our cows.
He doesn't seem to
like that.
Mind it. So, and like I said, we haven't even got to the stage of grooming him yet, because you can see, you can understand we haven't been to grooming him yet, because when I go back, you can watch him twitch. And that's because he's not comfortable with me touching those areas yet. He's nervous, doesn't understand what's going on. So normally, I try to think of it as, like back when we raised horses, we would kind of use a method of like 150 method is what some of the old timers called it. Basically that meant you kind of have to scratch that area about 150 times or more before that animal kind of understands that, hey, that's not so bad, and this person is not trying to hurt me. So, and that kind of goes for about every single position on them. So you think about you having to actually make contact and touch, you know, every single point on them really for, you know, say 150 times. You know, I mean, it's a generalized number. It just basically just means you got to do it a lot before they become accustomed to it. So, and today's fun because, you know, we have, I don't know if it was rain mix overnight or what it was, but you can probably tell they're kind of shiny this morning, so they're wet, which is nice when they rub up against you. So I know from him pushing up against my leg, my pant leg's a little bit damp. I can feel it. So, but like I said, we are making progress. I'm very happy with it, and honestly, even comfortable enough that I will probably finish them. Tomorrow will be a break day for them because that would normally be my shift day, and then we also have farmers market tomorrow too, so it'll be a busy day. So I'm going to give them a break tomorrow. I'll start back in on them the day after, and the girls will actually be here that day, so I may end up with him at least working the girls in here with me. And what I'll do is I'll walk like this and I'll put the girl in front of me. So one of the girls will be in front of me and I'll hold the rope on both sides of them. And we'll do the same thing. We'll turn these nice little circles in here. The other thing that I do when it comes to that is, even though one calf is Michaela's and one calf is Taylor's, I don't just have Michaela work Michaela's calf and Taylor work Taylor's calf. I actually switch them, because if they're going to do showmanship, they'll have to switch at some point and work someone else's calf. So I want to make them switch and work each other's calf. That way they get used to working an animal that has a little bit different personality. And that tells me more about if they understand how to react to the animal or not. And then we talk it through, you know. Honestly, a lot of our videos that we posted on our farm page on YouTube, on Facebook initially, of the girls walking their calves, was basically just for personal use, honestly. It wasn't to show everybody else as much of what we were doing as it was to, if we can video the girls while they're walking the calves, when the calf does something and the girls react to it, we can go back and play that back for the girls, and they can actually see what they did. Then it makes it easier to talk through it, because I don't want to just say, well, you did this at this point in time, you should have done this. I want to be like, Michaela or Taylor, did you see what he did there? How can you react to that next time? And I want them to think it through instead of me telling them what to do, because that's only my opinion of how it could have changed. But you also think about the way I'm made up. I'm going to think of things that worked for me and my size versus the calf, not them and their size and their abilities. If I allow them to make the decision for themselves as to how they can react to it and try that, it's going to work out a lot better in the long run. At least I think so. So that's kind of how we play it, and we kind of go from there. Anybody that's watching these videos, if there's anything that you see that we could change to make things work a little better, or if you guys do something a little bit different than we do in certain parts of this, feel free to comment that down below. We're always willing to learn. Our videos basically are just showing you the way that we do things, but we're always out there to learn things that's going to save us time, make it better for the animal, make it better for us. All of those things come into play. But we hope you guys enjoy the videos. Like them, share them with your friends and family, and all that does is help us increase the awareness of everybody out there that this is what we're doing and how we're doing it, and it helps other people be able to get an option to watch our videos, and maybe we can share a little bit with each other and have some happy times with everything we have going on right now in this messed up virus time frame. So hope you enjoy the videos, and we'll see you tomorrow.